Hello everyone, Lawrence here from Unicorn Bikes. While this video is about a bike check on my brand new bike behind me, at the end I'll also give you a small subscriber update, and I'm going to start off the video by thanking all 3,000 of you for subscribing. So big thanks to all my subscribers. If you're not subscribed yet, please do that, it really helps me out a lot. But enough about that, let's dive into my brand new bike, which is already quite old. It's a 4-year-old 2019 Inspired Hex. I'll bring the camera in so you can have a look. Alright, so there she is, my first street trials bike. And because it's my first street trials bike and only the second trials bike I've ever ridden in my life, I'm not going to pretend to do a review on it because I know absolutely nothing about street trials bikes. Other than that, I'm extremely happy to finally have one. I've been watching guys like Ali Clarkson ride the Hex for years now, and I've always thought like, well, it's easy, they got a perfect bike to do that sort of stuff with. Obviously, it's not easy. It is super hard, as you can maybe see from my riding content at the moment on your screen. I'm very bad at riding these bikes, but I do really enjoy riding these bikes, and I hope to get better by just practicing more. And maybe one day in the future, if I'm actually half decent, I'll give you all a little update. But for now, I'm too scared to even drop off a picnic table, so that's that. Anyway, my Hex has been previously loved by an Italian pro rider, and that doesn't really mean much other than that this bike has seen some damage. One of the things you can really see is on this chainstay, there's a massive dent in there, lots of scratches throughout the bike, which is of course how I got it at the price I got it at. More importantly for me though is the down tube doesn't have any dents, doesn't have any like real scratches, so the frame itself structurally is perfectly fine. It's just, you know, it's seen a bit of use. As you can see from the fork, it's slightly damaged, but then this was half the price of the entry-level Inspired Hex Pro. So it's got 175mm long Truvative, whatever, descendant cranks. These are good enough. Has the Inspired integrated chainring bash guard system going on. I saw in Ali's video that he can now have Shimano cranks on here as well, and Inspired also has a few other integrated bash ring, chain ring sort of combos, which is really nice. I've been using quite a bit of paint already to try and cover up all the scratches and dents and just nicks out of the metal everywhere. Again, structurally it's fine, it's just a little ugly, and that's fine because so is my riding. But yeah, tiny little chain ring on here. And that's very handy to get the front wheel off the ground. It's got a chain on it. I have no idea what chain this is, but looks in very good condition, so I'm not going to bother replacing it. I'm running the 1UP Components composite flat pedals on here. They're not great for trials riding. They're actually a bit convex and I keep sliding off. That's also because my shoes are completely worn out. But I'm looking for new pedals for this bike. If you have any like really good suggestions that aren't over 200 euros, please let me know, and then I can maybe try out, make a separate video on it, because pedals is something I can actually review, unlike a trials bike. With this being a 2019 model, it doesn't have the neatest sort of through axle in the back, but this is good enough, plenty stiff for me. And as you can see, it has the Inspired chain tensioner. I really need to get one of those titanium custom made by Ali Clarkson sort of chain tensioners, because I think they look way better than this. It just looks like someone's pulled a derailleur straight into their wheel, doesn't it? As you can see, the bike is on Spank rims. These are the Spike Race 33s in a 26-inch diameter, of course. More information about them right here, which is basically the same as it says here. So it's a 32-spoke, 26-inch like dirt jump wheel that also works for trials, and it's 33mm wide. The bike came with these Billy Bonkers in a Performance Addicts, whatever they want to put on there, but they are currently still set up with inner tubes because I haven't been bothered to replace it with a tubeless setup just yet. Now the Tyre itself actually has a very fine sort of block pattern on it, rolls really quickly, offers enough grip for the sort of stuff I do, but I can imagine if you are like a really good rider and you really need the front to stick on like natural terrain instead of like concrete stuff that I ride, then yeah, you may want to go for something a little coarser, but for me this works perfectly fine. Now that I've got the bike at the top here anyway, FSA headset, two little carbon spacers, again it came like this, and then it has the Trial Tech stem, if I can get my camera up high enough, but I'll look at the bar setup in just a second. More stuff to show you is this Hope Pro 4 front hub. I know it is completely outdated now, the Pro 4 hub, and it's therefore even dangerous to even ride a Pro 4 when the Pro 5 is around. So I'll have to replace the front hub as quickly as I possibly can, because it's just unrideable, a Pro 4 these days. Also, big boy 4-pot calipers in there. These are Magura MT7s on 200mm rotors. Could be 203, I don't care. And yeah, this is bigger than what you can run to still have warranty on the frame, because the Hex is only rated for up to 180, but it was on the bike. It's worked for 4 years with a pro rider, so it's going to work with an idiot as well. Now, while the front hub is terribly outdated and shouldn't be used anymore, the rear hub is a fairly current Industry 9 Hydra single speed hub. And I know you guys love free hub sound checks, so here you go. It sounds really loud and I don't like it. A lot of you like loud hubs. I personally couldn't care less. I want my bike to be quiet, so I may actually have to swap this out for something else, believe it or not, even though it's like a really nice hub with really fast engagement. The rear rim and tire are the same as the front, so no point in talking about that. Last thing to talk about is my bar setup, and so we got the MT7 with the HC3 levers on here. Again, came on the bike. The only thing I've changed other than the pedals are these grips. I've put Synchros grips on it because it came with red ODI grips and red pedals, and I didn't like the look of that. So these are actually old worn grips from my downhill bike, for sale by the way, please DM me. And yeah, I need new ones. I've ordered new ones, they're just not here yet. And then the bars are just the Inspired Trials bars. I have no idea what rise this is. It looks like 60 or 70 mil or something like that. And then the same is true for, well, the front brake. As you can see, we run the front brake through the steerer tube, so I can do bar spins and tail whips and foot jam whips, and I can't do any of those, so it doesn't really matter. So there you go, my Inspired Hex 2019 model in brown with some purple with some red to it. Really loving the bike. I can't ride it very well. I probably will never be able to ride it very well, but I enjoy trying to ride it well. And so, well, that's all that matters. Loving the bike. If you have some ideas for better pedals, please let me know. I always slip off of these. So to finish off the video, a small subscriber update. About 3 months ago, I really tried to reboot the channel again, making weekly videos for a whole 6 weeks, and then it's been 6 weeks since I made another video. In the past month and a half, I've been to quite a few bike events. I've been talking to people in the industry, and I've been really trying to get bikes that I can borrow for review. And while I've had a lot of positive reactions at those events with people in person, no one ever replied to any of my emails. And nothing's come through. So I'm always just waiting for new bikes that I can borrow for a couple of weeks so I can, you know, make a video about it and show you guys the awesome bikes that are out there. And I just don't seem to get any reaction from any bike company, which is quite demotivating, and that's why I haven't uploaded in a month and a half now. But that's about to change. I'm going back to weekly content uploads. We started today with my new trials bike. On Friday this week, I'm getting a new e-bike, so stay tuned for that. I'll do a first look, followed by a review the month after or so. So I really have some time on the bike because it's my bike. I don't have to give it back before a certain date. So I can take all the time in the world to work on my video and make sure the video is good. Hopefully, if I make good content, more people will subscribe. My channel will actually be worth sending a product to. And then maybe some of those companies will get in touch again, because I understand, you know, they have a certain amount of bikes that they can send out to different media, and there's really no point in sending a bike to a 3,000 subscriber channel when you can send it to a 3 million subscriber channel. So I really need to grow the channel by making more and better content. This part of the video is only going to be for a very small percentage of you viewers, but I do still have 2 bikes up for sale. The Cox is still up for sale, as is my Scott Gambler, which is basically in mint condition. So if you are in Belgium or nearby and you want to buy a second-hand downhill bike or trials bike, send me a DM on Instagram, or Tweedehands is where I also have listed these bikes. For now though, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one, and take care guys. Cheers.